So.
Hi, Sandra here for maha.com, Body, Mind and Soul. And today I want to tell you something about WordPress plugins. When you are new and you don't know much about webmastering and you're looking at plugins, there are loads of them. And then you go to some forums or YouTube and you're trying to find out which plugin to install, which not. And what I want to pay your attention to is that some of the plugins can screw your site upside down. It happened to me the other day with some plugin it happened to me many times, but in the last couple of days, two plugins totally distorted my website. And I'm going to show you what happened and what usually happens. Like the other day, I installed some forum plugin, and it distorted, but I didn't manage to get the print screen or anything, so I couldn't make a video for you to show you. But yesterday, I noticed that my comments got distorted somehow, comments on my website. But I wasn't sure which plugin did it because I didn't see it at the right moment. So I had to deactivate several plugins that I was expected in order to find the right plugin to deactivate and delete it so that my website gets a normal look as it's supposed to be. So now I'm going to show you what can happen with some plugins. So I don't know what I would suggest to you what to do about these plugins. Maybe to before you install them, to ask around in some forum or to check on YouTube or wherever you can to see how they work and what you are supposed to do, and maybe then install them. I don't want to sound negative. There are so many good plugins, but in order to avoid situation like I'm going to show you now, I think we should ask around first, or I mean, in order not to use the system trial and error, maybe it's better to ask around first. And what I wanted to show you what happened to me with, you know how you, I suppose you already did, I did many times. I was looking at YouTube and looking for the best plugins that I should have on my website, and what plugins that are useful for me and for what I want on my website. So I tried many of them, trust me. I kept only few, and I'm going to show you which I kept, but that's totally personal, depending on what you want on your website. So you may encounter some problems like I did now, but what usually people tell you is that you but you must have plugin which is like spam-free WordPress. And I heard about that, and I installed some spam-free WordPress plugin. But here is how my website, comments on my website used to look like before that plugin. Like normal picture on a right. Is that right? Yeah. Alright. Who posted the comment, how many comments there is, etc, etc, right? And then, wait a second. this is how my comments look like with installed plugin. Totally disordered. You see? Pictures on the left. Letters, font is like too big and different colors and everything is different. And I was like, what the F is this? And then I went to my plugins, and that's that spam-free WordPress plugin, and it has some settings that you should, it shows here. I don't know if I can show you. I will try. See, there is a settings, and I don't like those plugins that have a settings, because if you're a newbie and you're learning, it's totally I don't know, it's crazy that they expect of you to know what to do with those settings. Look at now. These are the settings for spam free WordPress. So now you have to get the free license key, right? Okay, you can get that by logging onto their site and do what they ask you to do, and you get that key. Okay, but now you have spam stats, and it says need attention. What the hell that means? Then you have generate comment form. It's checked. God knows. I mean, look all this. If you are new in webmastering and your knowledge is almost zero, maybe 2%, how should you know what to do here? How should you know how to configure this? Maybe what I'm trying to say is, maybe if I configure this, my website wouldn't change. But how should I know to configure this? I'm not a real webmaster, and I don't have that much time for this. I mean, if they, in my opinion, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are great plugins. But if they're making a plugin, that usually means that's for people who don't know much about codes and HTML and whatever. So shouldn't be this all fixed by default somehow? Not asking of me to do something here, like G-Choir compatibility. You see this? How should I know what to do there? Close pingbacks. I have no idea what pingbacks are. I'm going to learn what they are. I obviously need it, but for now I have no idea. So what? My site shouldn't be spam free because I don't know how to fix these settings here? Or my site should be spam free. I should have this plugin, and yet disordered site that looks awful when you see the comments. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you here is, watch out every time you install some plugin. Check everything on your website to see, is your site disordered or looking normal as it should be? Is it like this or like this? So what I'm saying here, every time you install some plugin, even though if you ask around about it and you think it will be good for your website, after you install it, go to your website and check everything there. Check every page, not every, but similar pages that are not similar, to see if something went wrong, and if it did, you can be sure that it's about that plugin that you installed. So just deactivate it, delete it, or whatever, so that you can get your site back to normal, back to what you are used to and what you know. Okay, till the next time. Mwah. And shine like a star that you are. Bye.